Welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today is going to be a pretty short video, and it is going to be comparing the 2017 InkWELL to the 2018 InkWELL. Now, it's not going to be a comparison of the coil bound versus the coil free. I have a video out on that on my channel already. It's going to be about the inside pages and what has changed from 2017. Because I don't think we've really looked at that in detail in my other videos where I was comparing like coil bound and coil free. And I want to compare the fonts and stuff used from last year to this year, just because it's something that interests me. And sometimes I honestly just like to do a video like this where nothing is planned and there's no agenda. Like I'm not trying to introduce you to a new planner or anything. I am just doing something that's fun for me, something that I felt intrigued by. So hopefully somebody else finds it interesting. Like I said, this is obviously the coil bound and this is the coil free, 2017 calendar year, 2018 calendar year. So we're not comparing the way it's bound. I have a whole nother video going into the pros and cons of what you get with the coil versus the coil free. So check out that video. I will try to remember to link it below. I'm not always the best at remembering, but if you guys remind me, if the video comes out without it linked, I will definitely link it. Okay, so we are going to look at some fonts. Let's get in here. This is your important date spread that comes at the beginning of your planner each year. And you can tell she's changed her fonts up just a little bit. I mean, she didn't use the exact same font, but it's similar. It's like a cursive-like font. I don't know font names. I'm sorry. And everything else is basically the same. She changed her flags. You know, they're a little bit different looking. But other than that, it is the same page layout for the important dates. And even the font for the months looks like it's pretty much the exact same font to me. Okay, so your important dates page, there's your 2017 look. And here is your 2018 look. So, all right, your goals page. Let's take a look at that. All right, if anything, I really like this 2018 update better, which is great. It just, I don't know, it looks more updated and a little bit fresher to me, maybe, but it's very similar. She just didn't put the color next to the word to represent it. She just wrote the word in that color. Personal, social, financial, health, home, dream big. Then let's take a look at the goal side. She is obviously not using the same colors, like in the same order from last year. Like personal last year was yellow, personal now is green, social was this dark aqua, social is now more of a teal. Financial is gray, financial was like pink. So the colors are not the same as last year. So she kind of updated this to where this year she's actually telling you kind of how to break down your goals. That guidance wasn't here last year. Sorry guys, I wasn't on the screen right. That guidance wasn't here last year. Like it says, create 4 action steps for each goal. At the start of the quarter, set an action goal for yourself and break down your quarterly goal into monthly goals using your mission board. So that guidance was not there. Basically what you're supposed to do is for each category, you know, write out what you're working on for each category at 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months to accomplish your goal for that year in that category. Okay, so then you turn. This is your 2018 spread. Sorry, I switched on you guys where I had 2017 and 2018. Okay. All right. Sorry. Obviously, I'm not great at looking up at the camera to check if we're on screen and looking down at the planners. So let's see if I can get through this without making any more huge mistakes there. All right. So I love the 2018 look way better. It's just more updated, sleek, classy, I think, than that. So 2018 year at a glance and 2018 quote. All right. as opposed to 2017 quote. Her 2017 quote was, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams," by Eleanor Roosevelt. And her 2018 quote is, "Forever is composed of nows," by Emily Dickinson. And she's talked about that in some of her videos, about how it just reminds her to stay in the now with her kids. Okay, so the monthly view, and you will have to excuse me because I already started planning in my 2018. So the monthly view, obviously the font is a big change at the top here. And I'm honestly, just in my opinion, and this is going to be, everybody's personal opinion, I'm not sure how I feel about that scripted font, because I am more of a girl who loves like this, just clean, crisp, printed letters. So I actually love what she changed the days to up here, versus I'm glad she actually took out that cursive like script there. But then she put it up here instead, whereas I think I would actually like something a little bit cleaner and crisper up here, like matching that. But other than that, her number fonts look the same. The squares are exactly the same with the tiny dots around them. It's composed of tiny dots that make up all her lines, teeny, teeny, tiny dots. That's the exact same as last year. Her top 5 and notes, let's look at that. That's on this side. And you can see how the year was written. Last year, more in like block numbers, and this year more to go with her scripted font of the month. Your top 5 and notes looks like it's even in the same font as last year, so that's the same. And your next month's font follows, what is written at the top here for the month. So that font matches that. Okay, so that's a look at your monthly. She still has the color of the month up here, done really similar to the color of the month up here. So not huge changes. Obviously, some font changes, but now obviously when we get into the color schemes, there were 4 color schemes last year that rotated through the year, and there are 4 new color schemes that rotate through the year this year. I will show you the 4 color schemes. Let's just go through those right off, because some people like to see those. Let's move this for just a sec. Let's go through the 4 color schemes real quick. Okay, so January is the first one, and I don't remember all her names. I know there's like sea glass, coral reef, something tide. They're all based on the ocean or the sea. So we have this January one, which is really based around lavenders. That's your first one. Your second one is this really deep teal color in here. I think this is the sea glass one, and I think it might be my favorite one this year, just because it has that really deep gem colored tones, and I'm just kind of looking for the deeper instead of her muted colors. So that is one color scheme. Number 2 color scheme, and March is the 3rd color scheme, which is like a coral, so that's probably her coral reef. It's very light coral though. And then color scheme number 4 is, I don't know the name of it, but I would say it goes on light muted greens, gray, and really light yellow. So those are your 4 color schemes for the year. They will just repeat over and over. Okay, so let's see if I can do a good flip between those. Okay, I think sometimes people who are new to InkWELL Press think that you have to pick one color scheme. When she's showing them all at the beginning of the year, I hear people being confused about that. But it comes with 4 color schemes in them, and it just rotates between those 4 over and over monthly. And what happens is during the month, so this one is that purple based, the main color gets put on your pages right here, and it kind of goes in an ombre effect of that main color, and that runs for your whole month of like January. And so in February, she picked the green to be her main color, and it runs in the ombre effect all the way through February. And then March picked the coral to be her main color. It goes in that ombre. And then April, the last color scheme, it is this greenish tealish color and goes in the ombre. Okay, So let's compare. She has changed her font for sure. She writes the font the same way that she wrote it monthly up there. Personally, I'm just more of a fan of that printed font. I'm not a huge fan of the way that looks, but that's all personal, and I know some people love this one more. She has your sections in the same place as last year and in the same font. Me time, health, home, be social, financial, dream big, and then you have your blank octagons. And she has different phrases for each month. So this one is the future starts here. Love the overall look of that. And your plan and focus page is the same as last year. Nothing has changed about that. Plan, focus, daily habit trackers, your little octagons down here. Oh, sorry, hexagons. Your little hexagons down here actually match in different months up to the colors of that month. Like she picks the color of the month, and here I will show you in another month too what happens. It goes around the octagon, which I really like those small details. So the color around the octagon changes per month. Like this is February, and it's that light green because that is February's color in here. So that changes per month. Okay, so let's look at the weekly layouts. I am going to find some more I haven't written, and it might be all the way back here to December, I'm thinking. I want to find a page that I have not written on, and we will just compare December and the 2018 for kicks to be in the same month. So, okay, I love her change of putting the day of the week up top instead of down here. To me, I always felt like I was writing around it. That was a problem for me. I didn't like it. I didn't prefer it. I much prefer it being up here. Now, I don't love the scripted font, I've said before, but that's okay. I mean, I'd rather it be in like something like that. But that's just, like I said, my personal preference. So, but I love how she's moved it to the top. I love how the date is right below it. So really love that change in this year. I think it steps up the planner for sure. It looks better. It flows better compared to last year. I don't know why this just did not do it for me. I didn't love the big letters tinted for that month like that. Just the look of it, I wasn't in love with it. So let's put these up close. I really want to get a close look for you guys. So if you have a planner from last year, you can compare it to this year. And you can see right there. So her changes for 2018. I absolutely love the new change and the setup. I think in her planner, I always wish for just a little deeper colors, a little more saturated, less muted. I think that that's the one thing that gets me tired of her planner, because her paper wins, her habit trackers I love, her mission board I love so much. So other than that font change and moving the day of the week all the way up here, nothing has changed about your page layout in this horizontal flex. And nothing has changed in her classic vertical either. I just don't have a 2018 classic vertical. I do have her 2017, but nothing has changed other than she changed to the same font in there. So she has not changed the layout or anything. And you still have your same weekly focus down here. Actually, I'm going to have to do this since this book doesn't bend. Okay, you still have your same weekly focus and notes down here. And it looks like she even used the same font for this, and she just changed the weekly font. She has colored in your little boxes this year. Instead of last year, they were open white behind them, and your notes is the same. So the only thing that's changed here is your little hexagons have been colored in. So it's very similar. On the back items, what has changed? Let me show you. In between every month, you still have your notes and ramblings page. That's the same. You still have your gift list. That is the same from last year. It even looks like the same fonts. Everything about it. The gift list, better check it twice. The ideas for me, That's all exactly the same font and everything. Then you have your Wonderlust page. And those are the exact same info. She has changed up some of the fonts a little bit, but that's it. It's the same info. It's for 3 little travel sections. You get 3 for 3 trips: car rental, flights, hotel, that type of thing. Then last year, we did not have this project planning page. She's changed that. This year, we have the project planning page. Last year, she had a coming soon movie night. So like movies you want to see and good books to read. List for books you want to read. But she got a lot of people asking for a project planning page. And I guess she decided to take this out in lieu of it. And she put in room for 2 projects. So this one page has project name, brainstorming, budget, tasks, due, and start, finish, timeline. And then you have the exact same thing down there. So she took out this movie books page and put in project planning page. Then you have your bill tracker, which is exactly the same. She made one small tweak in that in last year's it had the electric, phone, and water already put on there. But she took that out and left it blank for this year, which I think is just, makes it more versatile. So that was a smart move. I like that better myself. And then you go into your grid pages, and that's the exact same. So you're going to go through your graph grid pages back here for notes. And then your 2019 looking ahead, she has changed a little bit from last year. And I thought it was very smart. She's done what some other popular planner companies have done and made lines underneath each month for the next year for 2019, so that when you're planning doctor appointments or vacations or big events ahead and you don't have your calendar yet for the next year, you don't only have to depend on your phone or writing that just like down somewhere here in the note section. You can actually note that right on the calendar month under it. So when you get your next planner, you will know exactly where all those pre-planned dates are. So 2018 did not have that. Now, if you buy a spiral bound one, in 2019, she added an extra pocket. You always had a great pocket here on the front and the back, but she added, now this is not a pocket from last year because it goes straight through to the bottom. So whatever you put in would have fallen through. So that's not a pocket. She added in here where there's a little cutout right here and actually made this a pocket. So it's shut at the bottom. And so you have an extra pocket, and then you've always had your accordion pocket. That's the same. So an extra pocket is the only other difference there in the coil bound. So those are the major changes for 2018 versus 2017. Not huge, but the huge change is that she's now offering these coil-free books versus 2017, she had no coil-free books. She only had coil-bound books. So that's the big change. The insides are not a huge change, 4 new color schemes and some new fonts. So that's it, guys. That wraps it up. Let me know what you think of InkWELL. If you've used them down below, tell me your favorite thing about them, or tell me, maybe what you didn't like about your InkWELL. I would love to know. So that's it for this time, guys. I will see you next time. Happy planning, friends. Bye-bye.